Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first episode of The Beer Chasers. I'm joined here today with my good friends, Mr. Bret Brewery and Corey, the Iowa Carver Halligan. How you guys doing?
I'm all right.
We thought
Doing
we
good.
would start this off with drinking one of my favorite beers. Get nice and sloshed up here. First is the Stone RuinTen, and the annual beer. The triple IPA coming in 10.8% ABV.
You betcha.
I've been looking forward to this for a year.
Looks really good.
It came out in 2012. I think it's like the 10-year anniversary of Ruin Nation, and they really souped it up with this one. So there's a whole paragraph of stuff on the back here. I'm not going to read that. It's really small. And this bottle was bottled on June 12th. When was yours bottled, Corey?
Where is that?
It's right under the neck.
June 13th.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Mine's June 12th. Cool.
All right, let's crack this beast open.
Now it's going to be unbottled.
That's right. All right. I have the proper stone glassware.
Oh, yeah?
I just have the convenient glassware.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful color.
Would you look at that?
You guys, Bret really got a nice head on his.
I think I poured a little careful.
Yeah, I did too, because I don't have as much. This is only a 9 ounce or so. But it's definitely a nice, deep, burnt orange color, nice carbonation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
good looking,
Looks
pretty
really
beer.
nice.
Yeah, a little
For sure.
chill haze to it, probably.
Yeah.
Not really clear, which, I wouldn't expect that in a triple IPA, but sometimes the brewery surprised me. And
No kidding. Yeah, but this one, it's like you said, it's a little bit hazy, but that's not going to stop me.
oh no.
Mm. Just super dank, sweet malts,
I'm getting the sweet, definitely.
citrus
Yeah.
bomb.
Not so much the dank that I'm picking up, but the sweet and the citrus.
Yeah, I got sweet.
And I think the hops pretty much killed the head in this one now, as it did not stick around.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine didn't stick around either. Got a nice cap on it, but that's about it.
Definitely fruity hops. Definitely picking up fruity hops. It's like
I don't even know if they said what hops went into this. Probably not.
Magnum, Centennial, and Citra.
Okay. First he shows us up with the glass, and then he's showing me up with knowing things.
I always write that down because I like to know it.
I didn't even think about looking. But all right, down the.
Well, I
hatch
always
it
do
is.
that. I mean, because then I can see if I can smell what you're supposed to smell with those particular hops. And
It makes sense.
all right, I'm going in.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Ooh, bitter.
Got the bitter. Got a lot of sweet, malty.
Yeah, very sweet.
The first 2 years I had this, I loved it both times, and this time I'm just kind of. I think my palate has changed so much in the last year that it's good, but it's Not
I love
as
it.
awesome as I remember.
Dank, citrus. I'm really picking up on like a melon note in it.
I'm getting a lot of pine.
Yeah, it's definitely got the resinous there, but I think on the finish, it's like a tropical melon and mango for me.
Oh yeah, I can definitely taste
Yeah,
the fruity citrus.
getting a tiny little bit of alcohol warming, as it goes
Hmm.
down. But for 11% beer, this is super easy drinking.
Yeah,
It's
I'm getting a little burn too, a little tickle on the throat.
it's a little too easy to drink.
Exactly, it is. You can get in trouble on this one because this is really easy drinking for 11% beer.
Oh yeah.
I make the same mistake every year, and I'll probably make it again this year. I'll drink a bottle of this, and then I'll continue drinking the rest of the night, and
Yeah.
want to kill the past self for doing that shit. And I'll probably do it again, but I don't learn very well. Well, I'm not getting the pine, and I don't know.
Oh really?
It's probably very much me. That's not a flavor I tasted a whole lot. With any beers I've had.
I think the dominant is the citrus and the tropical for sure, but
I'm definitely
get a
getting
little
that.
bit of that pine and resinous dankness. But as the more I drink it, it's like the overriding is citrus and tropical on it. But
Yeah.
it's got
Yeah.
some nice
Right up
lacing.
front, I get the bitterness, and then kind of a piney taste, and then the citrus. But it's definitely sweet, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and this is the way I like. I like sweet IPAs.
Yeah.
Very drinkable.
In the past years that I've had it, I don't remember it being this sweet. I just remember all hops in my face, and I don't know if I've just gotten more accustomed to hops in general, and I pick up more malts when it's there, or what.
Right.
I kind of wish I wasn't. That didn't happen if that's the case, because I loved it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Well,
good.
I'm sure that's a big part of it because that's just evolution. And as your palate changes, and we've all drank a crap load of IPAs and double IPAs over the last year. So,
Got some nice lacing.
oh yeah, definitely.
I washed my glass. There's a little lacing there, but
Mm-hmm.
I did grab, because I still have the bottles from the last 2 years, and one actually has homebrewed something in it. They did change the bottles a little bit between this year and last year. I mean, more than just putting a different year on it, because this
Bottle's
year.
really cool.
This year they actually went and said it's a triple IPA on the bottle. Previous years, it was just the RuinTen IPA. So this one is last year's, I think. Yeah.
Was
Cool.
the ABV the same
Yes.
previously?
Yes. It's only been 10.8 since I've had it, at least. This one, yeah. I don't think they put IBUs on here.
It's 110.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Information.
This is the Coreypedia. Was that on the bottle, or did you look it up?
No, I read it on Stone's page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So what would you give it, guys? Out of 5. What's your untapped...
it's a 4.75
Oh.
for me.
Gotta rate it, huh? 4.75. Wow.
Yep. I don't think it gets too much better than this for me.
I think I'd still be about a 4.
I've never had this beer before, or triple IPA anyway, but I'd have to go a 4. It's pretty good.
I would definitely say this is one of my favorite triple IPAs.
If I had another triple IPA to compare it to, then, but just an overall beer, I got to give it a 4.
Yeah. And last night I had one of the Lagunitas Undercover Ales. And for me, this just seems like a bigger version of that almost. And that's just because that's the first thing I thought of when I took a taste out of it. It's sweet.
Really? Now, when I drink that Undercover Ale, I think more of Arrogant Bastard.
Yeah, it's definitely a big beer for sure. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's warming me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll do that.
One of those where you go find a 6-pack of 3-2 beer or some really small homebrew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something just to keep you from getting thirsty, and you don't necessarily have to enjoy it, but you'll enjoy tomorrow a little better.
Yeah.
Right.
So, part of this show is that I like it to be a multi-segment sort of thing. And so, we have a couple things where I don't know if this is something we're going to do weekly or monthly. When I originally recorded these segments, I did it assuming weekly, but that may just be too much. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be time, and it takes time to do all this stuff, and we have lives and whatnot. So, first, we have the beer recipe of the week coming up right here. Hey folks, Ryan Patrick Murphy here with your recipe kit of the week. This is the segment of our show where one of us will find a recipe that we've brewed before that we liked, and want to tell you about it. Today, we'll be looking at the Brewer's Best Belgian IPA. Now, just because these kits are made by homebrew supply companies, that does not mean they endorse our show or sponsor the show. Yet, maybe someday. Hint, hint. Anyway, the Belgian IPA, with a generous hop schedule and soft candy sugar combined to create this modern style ale. Brewer's Best Belgian IPA includes that trademark spiciness familiar to Belgian style ales, along with the piney, herbal, and slight citrus flavors of an American IPA. The result is a complex flavor combination that adds depth and outstanding character to this unique style of ale. Coming in around 45 to 48 IBUs and an ABV of 5.5% to 6%. Not a super strong beer, but also not for the lighthearted. Let's take a quick look at what comes in this kit, and I'll tell you what I thought of it. So like all Brewer's Best kits, you get priming sugar and bottle caps to make sure you can carbonate the bottled beer. Now if you're a kegger, you may not use these at all. However, you may consider throwing the sugar into the boil if you want to boost that alcohol up a little more. We also come with some light brown sugar, soft sugar. This will add more. This brings that alcohol up to that 5.5 to 6% range without adding a whole lot of body to it. We have 2 cans of Pilsen Light liquid malt extract, so this will make that beer have a nice lighter color to it. And to get those IBUs, we have, well, there's only 3 here. We actually have 4 ounces of hops that will go into this. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It's 3.5 ounces, because it's only half ounces, or half ounce. So we have German Magnum hops, 12.4% alpha acid. Half an ounce, it's going at 60 minutes. Simcoe, 4.5%. 1 ounce, that'll go in with 25 minutes left in the boil. At that point, we will also add candy soft sugar. And then at flame out, we'll add 1 ounce of Chinook hops, 13.1%. There is another ounce of Chinook hops that will be dry hopped, but that'll go into the secondary. Now, this is an extract kit, but it's a good extract kit because it comes with specialty grains. We have 8 ounces of crushed caramel 30 and 4 ounces of flaked wheat. And to ferment this beautiful beer, we have some Danstar Bell Saison dry yeast. So, this is the perfect time of year to brew this type of beer because Belgians are a little more forgiving of warmer fermentation temperatures. And once it gets really hot here, I'm not going to be able to keep my apartment cool. I mean, I'll probably be sitting 78 degrees here. And even then, you know, the beer probably might even be a little warmer. Now, you know, it's not ideal, but I do try to keep it below 78 in the summer the best I can. And 78 is on that high side. But this beer will come out great if that's your situation. If you want to cool it down, you have a fermentation chamber, by all means, bring it down to temperature. Now, I don't actually know what the recommended fermentation temperature is, so I'll look it up here real quick. Well, they suggest 64 degrees to 72 degrees. So, I mean, if you can get it down there, that's good. Alright, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you can't, you gotta go a little warmer. The beer will come out great. I like this beer. It definitely had those citrusy notes that it talks about in the description in the beginning. But this beer changed every single week that I made it. And it was just a great beer. It just felt like a brand new beer every week. So if you're looking for something, a little adventure in a beer, check out the Brewer's Best Belgian IPA. Thanks, folks. See you next time.
Alright, and we're back. The Belgian IPA is awesome. I love that beer. It's going to be one of my new every year summer beers, I think. Because it's always warm here, which hopefully I'm not living here next year, but you know, I don't have to worry too much about temperature on that one, and it comes out nice and citrusy, and it has a little bit of the Belgian kick to it. Have you guys done any Belgians or Saisons or anything like that?
I haven't brewed one, but I like them, and it's a style that I'm drinking more and more of. So
it's definitely an acquired taste. I didn't like them when I first had them.
For me, Saison's more than the Belgian IPA. The Saison and the whole, you know, funk and wet blanket, horse blanket, whatever they call it, you know, that took more for me to get into that. But you know, I like it. I've been drinking more and more of them, and I suppose it helps that, you know, the one brew pub here by us that kind of specializes in those beers. So yeah, I like them. I'd like to try that one.
I'm still picky on my Belgians, so like the clove and banana of triples, still can't get over that one.
Totally agree. I don't think I'm ever going to be a huge triple fan. I like the doubles and really like the quads. Really like those. But yeah, I agree on the triple.
So, as you guys know, not everybody knows this, but I bought an induction cooktop to try to get myself on the road to doing all grain, because up till now it's been mostly extract and mini mashes and whatnot. And while I didn't do it all grain today, I did brew a mini mash copper ale. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to do the whole brew on the induction cooktop. Now, my pot is a stainless steel 5-gallon, what you get from Northern Brewer for about $35. I don't know that it's actually supposed to be induction ready, but it works. And it went really well. There's some cool benefits I wasn't expecting. Pretty much I got the water heated up to the mash temp and mashed the grains, And then once I was done mashing, I brought it up to about 200. And at that point, rather than try to get to a boil, add stuff, and then bring it back to a boil, I decided to add my extracts at that point. And I didn't even take it off the cooktop. I did shut the cooktop off just so it wasn't generating heat. And I dumped all the extracts in or whatever. Then when I got it to a boil, and I tried to get to that hot break, it would start to foam up like it's going to boil over. And I could just hit a button on the cooktop to knock the wattage down a setting. And then the foam would go down a little bit right away, and then start to come up, decrease it again. Foam would go down and I just kept doing that until it would stop.
Nice.
And
So it's very reactive then.
Yeah, I didn't have to take the pot off of the cooktop or stir like crazy or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like immediately reactive.
Yeah, it was push the button and it just slowed down.
That'd be handy.
That was cool.
Get that boil over under control real quick.
Yeah, you can't do that on an electric stove for sure. And
yeah,
I mean, you might be able to pull it off on a gas one because, when you're on a burner or whatever, they tell you to do that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really expecting that to happen when I did that because I really didn't.
Nice.
With those induction cooktops, supposedly some of them, at least I think mine it's glass on top. So I don't want to take a big heavy pot, lifting it up, slamming it back down, and risk breaking it.
Right.
But I got towards the end, and I started messing around with it a little more, and I kept knocking the settings down just because it's an 1800 watt unit. It's the Duxtop 8300 ST for anyone who cares. And I had it down to 800 watts at one point, and it was still boiling. And that was about 3.5 gallons at that point. So I think I could do a full boil if I had a decent 8-gallon pot on there, and I could get that part figured out, and get the mash done would be easy at that point. But the biggest concern is just being able to do that volume of liquid in an all grain.
Right.
Yeah, I think if you do that, you want to get one of the tall pots. Don't get the one like I got. Mine's 8-gallon, but it's probably no taller than your 5-gallon pot, and it's bigger around. And I think I would have a harder time on that cooktop versus what you do.
Right.
Yeah, my 5 gallon's kind of wide. I don't know if it's any wider than what some of the 8 gallons that I've seen out there. And my 5 gallon still sits. It doesn't hang over the edge at all. I mean, the actual cook part
my
of it.
8-gallon would.
I think I measured it was like a foot in diameter or something like that.
Yeah, mine's like 15 inches.
Oh, yeah, that would definitely hang over.
Hangover.
What's that?
We don't talk about that. Those don't exist. But with that, it was a pretty successful brew day today, so that was cool. Hit the target.
That is cool.
Gravity reading, and it's like, hell yeah.
That's always good. Yeah. Cool.
So we can expect a copper ale in the mail soon. He goes,
yeah, sure. I'll get right on that as it's sitting in the keg.
Like Bret, you'll drink it all.
Shut up, asshole! I sent you some.
Hey, I did. Bret made an awesome rhubarb ale and actually let us try some. I just wish I had about 40 some more bottles. I can't believe
you guys liked it. I really don't.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
I think it is. I'm not a huge fan of fruit beers, but and that's technically not a fruit beer, but it's basically what it is. But
right, yeah,
it wasn't overbearingly fruity like that. I thought it actually tasted like a commercial beer.
Yeah, that's what you said. It's like, holy shit.
That was, I mean, I wouldn't have known that was a home brew if I'd have, if that had been in a glass or anything, somebody poured it out for me.
I agree.
Wow.
I mean,
That's cool. I appreciate that.
it was like, hey, here's some tartness, a rhubarb, but hey, you can tell this is still a beer. And I could probably drink about 3 or 4 of those in a sitting, and without getting.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! What's up?
Yeah. Now I remember Bret saying on one of his last videos that he did there. I think you had just brewed that, and you were doing a taste testing of it, and you thought the cinnamon was too much. And maybe it's fallen out a little bit, but
I think it has fallen out. I could taste
it, but it was real slight. So, but I thought it added to it real nicely.
I don't remember tasting it. I maybe I did. I just don't remember.
Well, you were tasting.
I think
when we were on Skype, and I remember you saying you thought the same thing, that it wasn't like in your face cinnamon, but you could pick it up. And I definitely picked it up, but I thought it complemented it.
I think that's perfect to be not in the face and just kind of there.
Right. Yeah,
I just remember
a lot of times.
I just remember really liking that. And
that's cool. I think a lot of times if you know what's in it, and then it's like you taste it, and then you realize, okay, yeah, I can't. That is what it is. I'm tasting, Yeah. Because a lot of times, I'll drink a beer and it's like, what the hell is that I'm tasting? It tastes really familiar.
Yeah.
But what is it? Yep.
So.
I don't even remember the last time I've had rhubarb, but oh man, that was good.
Well, I drank rhubarb, so.
I mean, with the exception
I can't honestly say how I started that recipe. I've always liked rhubarb, I guess, or something. I think I found a recipe that had rhubarb in it with beer, and it's like, okay, I love rhubarb, I love beer. Let's do it. So that's kind of how it started, I guess. And I brewed several batches of it and never made it the same way twice, and always tried to find the perfect.
Well, what you had us try, I think that is perfect.
Yeah,
I think that is one I think you need to keep on your tap lines there.
On my beer smith, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why I like that over so many of the other fruit beers, is because so many of the other, they're not that tart, and I like the tartness. I'm not a sour fan, but it's different than a sour. It was tart, and it just really worked, I thought.
Wow.
I did think, that when I was drinking it, I wonder, and again, I'm not a fruit beer person, but I did think, because one of the things I love is strawberry rhubarb pie, I wonder if he had a little bit of strawberry with that, what it would be like.
It's funny you say something like that, because I was kind of thinking, what if he added a little vanilla to this? What would that do? I think you've come up.
To screw your recipe up for you already.
Yeah, exactly. You just open up a whole different can of worms now. So.
What if he did the strawberry and the vanilla? Because it would be like a piece of pie with whipped cream.
Well, that's cool, guys. Appreciate it. Really do. I didn't know what you guys would think of it. I really didn't.
I was so excited to try it. I was glad it was good.
Yeah, I was on Skype with Ryan when he tasted it, his bottle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't wait for Bret. I got to drink this now. I've been waiting.
Waiting. I got quite a few more bottles upstairs. I should probably just save it for the IBM meet. It ain't gonna go bad. So
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
Do you
Okay.
still have it
You're
in the
right.
keg too?
No, it's gone.
I figured.
Maybe we should have a mini IBM meet in Steamboat Rock.
There you go.
Oh, and for those watching and listening, IBM, it started off as a joke. It stands for Iowa shit. What did we decide on the B? It was either brew
Iowa
or
shit.
Iowa shit mafia. No, Iowa brew mafia. We went back and forth on what the B was standing for.
Yeah, originally I think though when we came up with it in Craig's cast, it was beer mafia. But since we're all home brewers, it just kind of gravitated towards that. So.
And I'm kind of dumb, so I forget which way things ended up. Oh, jeez. Also, RuinTen is kind of ruining me a little bit. RuinTen, it'll be the fall of the IBM.
Yeah, I mean, makes you feel warm all over.
Oh yeah.
So, you guys know we have this other segment about a tip of the week sort of thing, except because we don't know if this will be weekly or monthly. The video says week, so, but it may not be weekly, but here we go, our tip of the week. Hey folks, Ryan Murphy here with your tip of the week. You know, we've all woken up on that weekend and gone, man, I want to brew some beer today. But you know, that your favorite recipe you can't get. You know, from your local homebrew shop. They don't sell it. And, you know, you're going to have to wait a couple days to get it shipped. You can, on most homebrew suppliers' websites, get the recipe and then take it to your local homebrew shop. Now, I'm not saying you should always steal the recipe from them and take it there, you know. But sometimes you just got that bug to brew and, you know, you don't want to wait. You know, you want to brew when you want to brew. You know, a lot of the big homebrew suppliers provide the recipes. You know, Brewer's Best being one of them for the most part. I mean, they don't tell you what yeast they use because I think they change the yeast once in a while. But Northern Brewer does, Midwest Supplies. If you know where to look, you can find theirs. You know, not all of them do it, but a few of them do. So if you're in that weird situation, if you want to brew, you know what you want to brew, but you don't want to wait, well, go see if your supplier provides a recipe and take it to your local homebrew shop. And that's your tip of the week. Thanks for watching. And we're back. You know, I think it's time for us to end our show for the evening. It was good hanging out with you guys, talking brew. We need to do it again soon.
Cheers, Ryan. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers,
17.
buddy.